Alright. Hey guys, Rockwarrior97's here, and in response to a Terryfan's video, ranked as top 20 favorite comedies, I'm doing the same. Although he ranked the ones he owned on DVD, I'm ranking the ones I own on, well, DVD and VHS. So let's get the list started, shall we? Coming in at number 20, The Master of Disguise with Dana Carvey. Stupid, but very funny movie. It's like intended for kids, but I don't know. Just something about this movie has a certain charm, and I feel it's underrated. I don't know why, but for some reason it's one of the most hated movies on the Internet Movie Database and RottenTomatoes.com. I don't think it's so bad. Number 19, Dodgeball. Mr. LaFleur. This movie is so goofy, it's hilarious. It's impossible not to like it. Yes, some parts are kind of disgusting and or gross, but like I said, it's impossible not to like it because it's so goofy. Number 18, I'm already messed up. Animal House. It's Animal House. Do I need to say more? Number 17, It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. The angry video game nerd James Rolfe has declared this to be his favorite movie of all time, and it's not that bad. It's a little long in the tooth. Its shortest length is 2.5 hours. There's different edits of the movie, but this is the shortest at about 2.5 hours. It's got one of the largest casts of comedians in the world, and even though it's nearing its 50th anniversary, it's still very funny, very well done, zany as hell, but it all flows together seamlessly. That's all I can say. If you haven't seen this movie, I recommend you pick it up. Or at least look it up and give it a chance. Okay, that was number 17. Number 16, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Man, if you haven't heard of this movie, please watch this. It's British humor, which means it's absurd and crazy and at times doesn't make much sense, but that's why it's so damn funny. I know a lot of people have said, which is better, this or Monty Python's Life of Brian for the best Monty Python film. I can say that I think Holy Grail is funnier. Maybe it's just me. But Holy Grail really is just a crazy-ass movie. And because of that, it gets the number 16 spot. Number 15, a John Candy classic, Uncle Buck. Almost everyone in my family loves this movie, and I don't blame them. It's funny, it's heartwarming, pretty much all the elements of a traditional John Hughes movie. But John Candy's comic book and charm make it stand out. This also, unfortunately, was one of the last movies he made with a starring role. Other than this, the only movie I think he actually starred was Cool Runnings, then he sadly died of a heart attack in 1994. A lot of people also said that when John Candy died, John Hughes, because after John Candy died, a lot of people have said that he was the cause for John Hughes' downfall. Because after 1994, he didn't do much, and the movies they did make usually tanked or just were goofy as hell. But there were some exceptions. Okay, that was number 15. Let's check out number 14. Another John Candy, John Hughes movie. This time it's got Dan Aykroyd in it, called The Great Outdoors. Again, it has all the traditional elements of John Hughes comedy, but this one has a little bit more of a crazy appeal to it. It's got John Candy as Chet Ripley, a guy who goes up to Wisconsin, I think they say, to spend some time with his family while enjoying the great outdoors. However, Dan Aykroyd, who is Chet's brother-in-law, is not happy and uninvited. So, hijinks ensues. Very underrated. I don't know why you don't hear about this movie so too often. Okay, number 13 on my countdown. Sorry if I have a hard time keeping track of this. It's kind of late right now. Is Dennis the Menace, another John Hughes comedy. I guess I'm just a sucker for his comedies. This one's a little bit more on a slapstick side, but that's what makes it funny. Walter Matthau is great in this film. He's the reason what makes the film so great. It's not on par, like, say, with Grumpy Old Men or Grumpier Old Men, but for some reason, this is my favorite of all of Matthau's films. If you haven't seen this, pick it up. It's a great family movie. Literally, I've showed this to almost everyone in my whole family, and that's saying a lot, and everyone loves it. Great family movie, which unfortunately the only Dennis the Menace movie that seems to get airtime on TV is the crappy sequel to this. The original's much better. Plus, it's got Christopher Lloyd as an escaped convict. What more could you ask for? Number 12. Did I count right? Yep, number 12 is Caddyshack. It's a classic. Here, you got so many famous faces in here. Chevy Chase, Bill Murray, Rodney Dangerfield, Ted Knight. It's hilarious. It's a hilarious movie. And plus, it has the only scene in film history with Bill Murray and Chevy Chase together. Plus, it was directed by Harold Ramis. A lot of these names sound familiar. Let me think. They were from a movie, but I can't remember which one it was. Maybe it'll come to me later. Number 11, The Pink Panther Strikes Again with Peter Sellers, my favorite of the Inspector Clouseau films. A lot of people might not like it because, well, there are some fight scenes that Clouseau has with his servant Cato. Cato always attacks him, like, unexpectedly in order to prepare Clouseau for an unexpected sneak attack. However, at the end of every fight, Clouseau always yells at Cato with various racial slurs that would not be very common in today's movies. But that's part of the reason why it's so funny, because it's so politically incorrect. And plus, there's a lot of great slapstick humor here, too. If you haven't seen this one, but you've liked some of the other Pink Panther films, I recommend you check this one out. Ah, I remember that movie now. Ghostbusters. This is the DVD 1 and 2 pack. But I have to say I like the first one better. Though the second one isn't as bad as what most people say. What can you say about Ghostbusters? One of the most famous movies of the 80s and one of the best and funniest. Do I have to say any more? Number 9. Wayne's World! Wayne's World! Party time! Excellent! It's Wayne's World. This movie has a pretty big cult following with a bunch of my friends in my area. But what do you expect? Part of it was filmed in Illinois, including the famous spindle, which I heard got taken down a few months ago, or was it a year ago? I don't remember. But it's Wayne's World, a Saturday Night Live skit that was great, which spawned an equally great movie. The sequel wasn't bad, but the original is better, as in most cases. It's just funny and fresh. That's all I can say. There haven't been that many movies like this, which is what makes it so awesome. And number 8 on my list, unfortunately I could not find the DVD for it. I know it's lying around here somewhere, but I got so friggin' many of them I couldn't find it right now. But number 8 on my list would be Tommy Boy with Chris Farley and David Spade. This has got to have one of the biggest cult followings in the area, at least where I live. Because you go to pretty much a local high school or something, you mention Tommy Boy, almost all the kids know what you're talking about. It's, in my opinion, it's Chris Farley's best movie, and it's a bit of a pity that he didn't stick around to make more. He only had 4 movies in a starring role, and that 4th one was released posthumously, although they did say he finished filming it. Tommy Boy is just a classic. A lot of critics may not have liked it, but then again, if I based my comedy list off critics' approval alone, probably over half of my movies would not be on this list.